Release day for my awesome husband, J.T. Hume's newest book, Defying Salvation. I am doing this as part of my Release Week series, and I thought I would do this video in two parts because later today we will be doing something that we haven't done yet, which is a release day party, which also happens to be a birthday party for JT. We will be at Bub's Bookstore here in Carson City, Nevada from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. this evening. Bub's is also providing pizza from a new pizzeria in town. We'll have some drinks and maybe some other goodies to give away. And they are also doing their porch night event where people can sit on their patio and play games. So there will be a lot going on at Bub's Bookstore tonight. And if you are in the local area and happen to see this video, here's an insider tip for you. If you come by and purchase all five all five of JT's books, the 3 Serving Salvation books, Finding Salvation, and Defying Salvation. If you get all 5 of those books, we will throw in a free 2 more books tote bag. So that's for anybody who might happen to be here in town who actually comes across this video today, July 24th, 2026. One day only. So, insider tip, I'm interested to see if anybody local actually watches these videos. And if you do, like I said, you don't have to say anything, but if you buy all 5 of the Salvation books, you will get a free tote bag. So that's just a little extra that we're throwing in. We're only going to have a few available. We normally do sell them at book events for a couple of dollars, or we don't always advertise, but if someone buys a complete series, we will give them a tote bag for free. So just if you, like I said, if you're local, you happen to be following along, and you hear that announcement, then please stop by this evening, wish JT a happy birthday, have a slice of pizza, buy 5 books, and you'll get a free tote bag. So today's video basically is the lead up to the big release party tonight at Bub's. I will probably do some recording there and post that part of the video tomorrow. So this will be part 1 of 2 for release day. And so far, JT did do a pre-release, a pre-sale, and did get a few sales on that. Someone also bought a copy today as soon as it went live, so that was pretty awesome, and we thank you, whoever that happened to be. And it is a big day because today is also, like I said, JT's birthday. JT is 65. So I think having the distraction of doing a book release today is a really good thing, because as we get older, sometimes these birthdays can be a little bit melancholy. So I'm hopeful that we have enough distraction this evening that maybe that will help to balance out how he's feeling about his birthday. But like I said, today is release day for Defying Salvation. So as anyone who has seen the, I guess it was an Instagram reel that we did at Bub's Bookstore earlier this week. Rob very kindly invited us over to do a reel. So we were talking about that there is the original trilogy. So we have books 1, 2, and book 3. So that is the original Serving Salvation trilogy that takes place in the future. And then we have the prequel, Finding Salvation, which is a compilation of 3 novellas. The first novella is actually available as a solo 99-cent ebook. It is not available as a paperback, obviously, but the 3 novellas are compiled into this one really pretty volume. So that is the prequel to the Serving Salvation trilogy. And then Defying Salvation would actually be the sequel to the prequel. So we have Salvation books 1, 2, and 3. We have the prequel, and then we have the sequel to the prequel. And if you are in our age group, you may remember there was an old, well, there actually, it makes me think of a couple of things. The whole Who's on First So that's one of the things that reminded me of. But what it really reminded me of was one of the songs from the movie The Court Jester with Danny Kaye. The pellet with the poisons and the vessel with the pestle, but the chalice from the palace has the brew that is true. So it's like the trilogy, the prequel, and the sequel to the prequel. Honestly, if you are someone who enjoys classic movies, I highly recommend checking out The Court Jester. That's one of my absolute favorites. It is hilarious. Danny Kaye is so funny, and the vessel with the pestle song in that is just, it's chef's kiss. But that's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about the release of Defying Salvation. That is what we are considering to be the 21st book release for our little company, Two More Books LLC. A majority of those books were written by JT. I currently have 2 solo books and one that I co-wrote with him. So that means that he wrote 18 solo books, and they range from political to science fiction to very Nevada themed with his Sheriff in Nevada series. So he has quite a wide variety of books to choose from. We will only have the Serving Salvation, Finding Salvation, and Defying Salvation books this evening at Bub's Bookstore. We will also bring along copies of Zoe, which is not related to these 3 books, but it has a little bit of a, I don't know if you'd call it sci-fi. It basically, the starting point for the story deals with an alien abduction, and then the person is returned and the FBI is keeping an eye on them. So I guess it's kind of ish related to science fiction, but it's not part of this series. JT just absolutely adores that book. That's one of, I think, the favorite books that he's ever written, or one of his favorite books that he's ever written. So we will also have copies of Zoe available this evening. And like all of JT's books, Zoe has romance. Zoe is set in Nevada. And I will say that the Salvation books also have romance. They have some mystery, obviously science fiction. There's politics, there's religion. There is a lot going on in this world because the trilogy takes place on the Salvation, which is a post-apocalypse ship that is trying to save humanity because we have obviously destroyed Earth. Finding Salvation actually takes place when the Salvation launches. So this takes place when, at the end of the journey, when Salvation is finding their new home. That series does. So this takes place 3,000 years before that. As Salvation is being launched, there is a lot of intrigue going on because some people do not think that the Salvation should launch, and it's kind of a tense trilogy here, the novella trilogy. So I think this is a great one. You don't have to read this before reading the trilogy. Some people said that they actually preferred to read the trilogy first. Just depends. They do connect, but you don't have to read this first in order to enjoy the trilogy. And then Defying Salvation actually takes place kind of right after Salvation launches, after all of these events have happened in Finding Salvation. And then Defying Salvation is actually the people who are left behind on Earth and what is happening to them, especially Michael Devereaux, who is a member of basically the most hated family on Earth. And I think he is the last of the family on Earth. So there's a lot going on in this whole 5-book series. Like I said, the trilogy you can read as standalone, and we have had people who have bought all 3 books. I really like the covers because it is a triptych. These are 3 of the main characters. Oops, excuse me. So I do like these covers, but I also think the covers on the prequel and the sequel to the prequel are really good too. JT found a cover artist that he absolutely adores, and they are working together on these books. So I'm probably thinking that going forward, JT will be using the same cover artist for future books. I don't know if he has any more books planned in the Salvation universe. I am, not just me, other people as well have suggested that maybe he do a compendium related to salvation. Something, if you're a Star Trek fan, you'll know that they did compendiums to talk about the different types of equipment they use, the different types of ships, kind of the framework of Starfleet. So I'm thinking he could do something similar to that, a compendium for the Salvation universe, to talk about the technology, to talk about the basically the structure of the community on the Salvation, and all of the characters and things like that, maybe a family tree. So I am trying to get him to work on a compendium. It is a lot of work because he'll have to go back and actually track everything he mentioned in these books and just do basic little kind of blurbs about them and maybe have a little artwork thrown in. So I don't know if he would want to farm the artwork out to somebody. I know he's not comfortable doing that himself. So I think that may possibly be part of his hesitation in putting together a compendium, but I know also it is because it is a lot of work. So that's why I'm coming here today. I wanted to talk about my awesome husband, JT Hume, and release day of his book, Defying Salvation, the newest in the Salvation universe. We will be at Bub's Bookstore here in Carson City on Curry Street. It's about a block west of the Nevada State Capitol building. So if you are in Northern Nevada and you happen to watch my video today, like I said, please stop by at 5:30. There will be pizza. I don't know how long that will last, depending on how many people show up. So if you want goodies, it would probably be best to stop by sooner rather than later. JT also did get some special bookmarks made up for the Salvation books that we'll be giving out as we sell them. And we'll see what else happens when we get there this evening. Like I said, this will be part one of 2 videos. Tomorrow's video will be a wrap-up of the Bub's Bookstore event. So if you happen to stop by this evening, I don't know if anybody would be interested in being in that video. We'll see. I'll bring along my little tripod and kind of set it up, and we'll see how that works out. But we're looking forward to a fun evening. This will be a great way to help JT celebrate his milestone 65th birthday that, like I said, he's feeling a little bit on the fence about. I think we can't stop growing older, but our attitude about aging can definitely fluctuate, and some days are a little bit easier than others, and I know that these birthdays as we get older can be a little bit more difficult. So I'm hoping the distraction of this book release is a good way to get him through this birthday, that he will have a lot of fond memories of this day, and hopefully a really fun event tonight. Hopefully we sell a few copies of this book. If you're not local, you can go to our website at www.carsonhume.com, and there are links on the website to all of the platforms where our books are available. And you can also link to our bookstore, carsonhume.square.site, which is where you can get autographed copies of these books directly from us. However, I will say that the stock we have in our online bookstore is the same stock that we will have at the event this evening. So if we sell out at tonight's event, it may be a few days before we get these restocked to get them back up on the bookstore. So if you want a copy right away and you see this video before 5:30 on July 24th, 2026, go ahead and reserve your copy by ordering from our online bookstore, and I will set it aside for you, have JT sign it to you, and we can get that sent off. And then we will obviously have fewer copies to take to the event today, but that way you can make sure you get your copy as well. So this is a whole new experiment that we're trying. I don't know how many of these book release events we will be doing. Obviously, as I've mentioned, I will be doing one for Battleborn Bride. It's not happening on my release day. It's actually happening a couple weeks prior to the wide release. So my events in October will actually be leading up to my big release, and I am going to try to build some momentum and interest as we are getting closer to that, and I will be doing a whole series of videos about that process. But for now, we're just talking about Defying Salvation, we're talking about the whole salvation universe. And I hope you will give JT an awesome birthday present by maybe checking out some of his books. Like I said, if you're in the local area, if you're in Northern Nevada, especially Reno, Sparks, Carson City, Douglas County, stop in Carson City this evening, July 24th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. Bub's Bookstore. I think it's 110 Curry Street, just about a block west of the Nevada State Capitol. There will be a lot of fun activities happening there, not just the book release, but other things as well. It's a great bookstore, so if you can't make it today, please check them out anytime you're in Carson City. And they are being a great member of our community. They're still very newly opened. I think they've been open for maybe a month or two. They do a monthly calendar of events that I can pop up on the screen. I have an August calendar of theirs. So they're doing a lot of events. It's not just that they're selling books, but they do want to be involved in the community. They do want to encourage the community to hang out at the bookstore, which is one of the reasons they have a nice front porch. They have a patio area outside. They have kind of a sitting room in the front of the bookstore on the east side of the building. They do have some books in that little area, but it also has some comfortable seating. So you can actually go in there, maybe take your computer. If you are a writer, you can sit there and enjoy the ambiance while you're writing. If you are a reader, you could probably sit in there and just read, or you can chat. So Bub's Bookstore is a great addition to our local community, and I do hope you will support them if you are in our area. Even if you're not a regular Carson City resident, please be sure to stop by. I hope you'll go to all of the independent bookstores that have been popping up around the area. There are several new ones in Reno. I know there's Thistle and Nightshade and Hollow and Quill up there. There are several new ones in Douglas County. Unfortunately, I can't remember the names of all of them right now, but definitely look online and you'll find a lot of brand new independent bookstores popping up in Northern Nevada. And many of them do carry books by local Northern Nevada writers. The Provosts, for example, many of their books are in the many of the bookstores in our town and in the surrounding area. They've also been on our podcast, the Nevada Author Network, and we also have had many of the other local Northern Nevada authors like Angela Laverghetta and Jackie Turner, Gavin Black, have been on our podcasts. And we hope that you will go to our website at www.carsonhume.com to check out all those videos. They are on JT's YouTube page. I did create some playlists for them, so I'm not sure if that's up to date, but it should be pretty close to being up to date so that you can look specifically for author interviews, or you can watch our regular episodes of the CC and JT Amateur Hour to see what we're up to. I'm sure this Sunday, JT and I will be talking more about these books and what we were doing on release day, but I wanted to do my own video as well to kind of do a little bit of a deeper dive. And like I said, this is part one. Part two will be posted tomorrow after we have done the event at Bub's Bookstore. I'm very hopeful this time, since JT will be the focus of the attention, that I can actually spend some time as the videographer and that way get some actual footage of the event, how it plays out, and talk about how this goes on release day. Are we going to actually build enough excitement, enough momentum to actually sell out of all the books that we're taking over there? Also, like I said, if you are watching this video and you're local and you buy all 5 of the books, you have to buy all 5 of the Salvation books, we will give you a free 2 More Books tote bag. And they're a little drawstring backpack kind of tote that sometimes I've seen similar things given away at baseball games and stuff. So it would be a handy way to carry your 5 books home. And they're also fun to just kind of wear around if you're going maybe to the pool or something. You can throw your towel and things in there. So a lot happening today, a lot of exciting things. A wonderful day for JT, his 65th birthday. So I hope you will join me in wishing him a very happy day. I hope you will also come out to see us tonight if you're in the local area. If you're not, I hope you will check out our website, at least look at what we have available, maybe send JT a happy birthday message. That would be kind of fun too. So really today is all about JT. and all about his new book, Defying Salvation. And like I said, I will be coming back tomorrow to talk about how the event this evening went and how, if we actually sold any books or if we sold out of books, because that would be an absolute first for us. We had our best sales day ever at the grand opening of Bub's Bookstore, so I'm hopeful that things will go well this evening. I really want to make this a memorable birthday for JT, and I hope you will help me with that. So, as you can tell, I am a little proud of him. Well, maybe more than a little. And as Rob said in his Instagram reel, you can also check out the very tall author, because JT is 6'5", so he is fairly tall, and people are a little startled when they see him standing up sometimes. So you can meet the very tall and acclaimed author, which is funny because I'll pop in. We sent out press releases for this event, and we didn't think there was going to be much posted. The Nevada Appeal actually put it in their brief events section, which is fine. It gets it out there. That's all we're looking for, is to spread the word. And Carson now said they were going to do something similar, just put them on the events page. But if you see from the article, it actually says acclaimed Nevada author, which JT was really not expecting. So he was a little, I guess, startled by that whole situation. So we did send out traditional media press kits with a press release and a book photo and a photo of the author and all the information about the event at Bub's Bookstore. So we'll see how many people all of our releases and videos actually draw this evening. So it can always go either way. It could be a very quiet evening, but since we are also going to be there during another event that's happening at Bub's Bookstore, and since the Instagram reel that Rob posted got more than 1,700 views, I'm expecting that maybe at least a handful of people will show up. It will be interesting. I'll try to keep track. I'll try to keep a count and see exactly how many people do show up and how many of them show up specifically to see JT, because part of this kind of experiment that we're doing is trying to drum up some excitement and some interest and to actually get people to make a point of coming specifically to see him on his release day. Because sometimes when we do these events, for example, we were at Reno Public Market recently, it's mainly anybody who happens to wander into the building and sees us there. I don't know that more than a handful of people actually came out to seek the authors on purpose. And part of the reason for that, obviously, is that there is always so much going on, especially in Reno in July for Art Town. So we were kind of expecting that. But this, for a specific event, for a specific book release on a specific day, I'm very interested to see what kind of turnout we get this evening. So I will keep you posted on that. I will do another probably similar length video tomorrow, just kind of as a wrap up to this. And I may see if JT wants to sit down and chat with me about his impressions on how the event went. We'll see, because he may be overwhelmed if we do get a lot of people wandering through. Our social batteries can drain pretty quickly, so he might spend tomorrow recuperating from whatever happens this evening. So if you are curious about how this goes, how release day, an actual release day event for a book that is part of a bigger universe, like its fifth book in the Salvation universe, if you're wondering how that's going to turn out for us and how that might work for you, I hope you'll stick around and at least check out tomorrow's video. If you want to follow along on all of my videos, I am posting daily in 2026. Today is day 205, and I have posted, if nothing else, at least a short, but most of them have been longer form videos. I'm going to continue doing this for the rest of the year. We have another 160 days to go. So currently on my Life of a Writer 2026 playlist, you can find 205 videos of everything that I've been doing throughout 2026. I talk about my own books. I sometimes talk about my husband's books. I talk about our business as Two More Books LLC. I talk about my life in general, I do call it the life of a writer because that's what I am, and talk about just whatever happens to be occurring throughout the course of our day. So if you feel like following along, I hope you will subscribe and that you will continue to follow along as we continue the rest of the 2026 adventures. Like I said, I do still have my Battleborn Bride release coming in October, and I will be doing a long series of videos on the pre-marketing for that book. And then I will do a wrap-up afterward to let you know how that went, because almost a month ago, I released my latest book, Haunt Season, which is book 2 of my Restless Spirit series. I released that on my birthday, but we did not do a lot of fanfare. I did get a few pre-sales. I don't think, I don't remember for sure. I didn't have it on pre-sale for very long, so I'm not 100% sure that I did have a lot of pre-sales, but we did a lot less fanfare for that than we are doing for Defying Salvation. So if you want to see a comparison, I will actually link to my release day video down below. I don't think that much of anything happened except that I talked about releasing the book and my birthday. So you can compare the two experiences that way. But there are a lot of videos to choose from. Like I said, we also do podcasts. We have 300 to 400 episodes, I think, of the CC and JT Amateur Hour. We also have the Nevada Author Network, which is a collaboration with the Sierra Arts Foundation in Reno. And we interview local Nevada authors, Northern Nevada authors specifically, who are members of the Sierra Arts literary community. Some of them also do live just over the border in California, in Truckee, or parts of North Lake Tahoe as well. So they're not all Nevada authors, but they do belong to the Sierra Arts literary community. Anyway, that is day 1 of my 2-day video about release of my husband's latest book, Defying Salvation. I've given you all the details about tonight's event. I've given you the little heads up. If you're in the area and you buy all 5 books, that would be awesome. And you will get a free tote just to carry them home. Not only would you be giving JT a great birthday present, but you may be rewarding yourself with a great present, because this is an interesting universe. I do love these books. Of course, I'm biased. I love all of my husband's books, but I hope you will check them out. Give them a chance. You don't have to buy all of them. And if you're not in the local area, I also gave you the links, which I'll put down in the description box below in case you'd like to go to our website and check them out that way. So thank you for following along. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will check in with you again tomorrow for part 2. I'm Cassidy Carson, and this is The Life of a Writer. Take care.